Well, I've spent my whole life in London, and I surprise myself quite often with the places that we discovered and the history and the background to some of these buildings. They're not completely impossible to see. There are some very wonderful places to it, although some of the places will not exist for much longer as they are. I think this is this is probably one of the duller rooms of which I photographed, but this is actually the room they sit in and work out what the interest rate is going to be. This is Crossness and Abbeymill pumping stations. These are actually sewage pumping stations. The idea that so much effort would go into decorating a building for pumping sewage. And this is the courtroom in the Bank of England, and up here is a tiny little weather vane, which in days gone past was very important because they needed to know which way the wind and whether the ships were coming down the Thames, because they had to get the money ready. We all kind of go in and out of these buildings. We may go to visit them or to see an exhibition or have a dinner in a place, but we don't really get to know what goes on around it and what happens in the other rooms. To me, a lot of my advertising work is really fulfilling other people's briefs, but we are still kind of creating. And it's the same thing in this way. We're trying to show off the bits that kind of amazed me. I love my life in London. We're fortunate that we don't have things like flash floods and forest fires and earthquakes. And we have lovely seasons that change. Maybe the grey winters are a little bit disappointing, but London is always changing. It's the best place in the world to live.